Greetings, fellow Slayers. We'll now look at Buffy Season 6, now continues on with Hell's Bells. Buffy and Willow are forced to confront the horror that is their bright green bridesmaid dresses and talk about the rehearsal dinner from the night before. It was explained that Anya's guests are circus people, which explains their very odd appearances. Surprisingly, the Harris family bought it. Willow has the maid of honor. Willow has the honor of best man, and Buffy, Dawn, and Tara are bridesmaids. Anya hugs both girls in excitement about their gowns, which she of course loves. Xander tries to get dressed with his family, and Anya's demon guests invading his apartment. Xander's parents arrive. Mrs. Harris rants about not being in the wedding pictures, and Mr. Harris expresses his distaste for the circus people on Anya's side. Xander's cousin Carol asks Xander if Anya's demon guest Crelvin would be interested in dating her. Outside on the streets of Sunnydale, an old man appears out of thin air and walks off purposefully. Buffy forces Xander into his cummerbund and works on his bow tie while offering her happy wishes to Xander on his special day. Tara and Willow button Anya into her dress while the bride-to-be rehearses her vows, excitedly talking about how happy she is. Xander's Uncle Rory shows off his date to Dawn, but his date is actually just one of the caterers. D'Hoffrun arrives along with Halfric, and Dawn greets him at the door. D'Hoffrun has a box with his tentacled wedding present to Dawn. Dawn continues to mingle through the crowd and encounters Spike with the goth date. Finally ready, Buffy and Xander proceed toward the crowd of mingling guests when reviewing the text necessary to keep Xander's parents out of trouble. Xander greets people and is suddenly assaulted by people complaining about problems. Xander's stricken father offers his toast to the waiting wedding attendees and insults the demons on Anya's side of the family. Clem and another demon talk about how annoying the man is, but before a fight can break out between Miss Harris and one of the demons, Buffy pulls the drunk man away. The older man in a trench coat drags Xander away from the others and explains that he is Xander Harris from the future, and the wedding cannot take place. As proof, he shows Xander a crystal ball that will show Xander his future. In a vision, Xander is watching TV, yelling at Anya while their sons run around teasing Anya's part demon daughter. Anya explains that she's going to make money while he sits around wounded and worthless. An argument breaks out as they talk about how he got injured helping Buffy, although that didn't save her life. Xander then sues themselves to Anya and their now two teenage kids eat at a restaurant while the teens fight, and Anya bitterly notes Xander's drinking. Years later, in their kitchen, Anya yells at Xander for ruining her life and blames him for their misery. He yells back, raising a frying pan, but the vision of future perfectly ends as he hurls the pan at her. Xander, shocked by the visions, is warned by the old man not to marry Anya. Buffy finds Spike alone and the two talk about the wedding and Spike attempts to make her jealous by bringing a date. He tells her she's glowing, that it's nice to see her happy. When she admits it hurts to see him moving on, even though she does not want to reconcile their relationship, Spike realizes it's best to leave. He thanks her for admitting her feelings and then leaves with his date. Willow runs into Xander in the kitchen and offers final best man talk and leads him to practice his vows. Anya continues to go over her vows in front of Tara, who fights against saying sex poodle. As the music begins, Buffy arrives to get Anya, but Willow preserves the room and breaks the news that Xander is gone. Stalling while Willow looks for Xander, Buffy uses excuse that the minister is also a doctor and the ceremony will be delayed while he performs an emergency C-section. Anya tries her vows one more time elsewhere. Xander walks away in the rain. Mr. and Mrs. Harris head back to the car, complaining about Anya ruining the wedding. Buffy tries to still the crowd with charades and juggling as Dawn shouts outside with a teenage demon, and both compare their embarrassing family and friends. Impatient, Anya heads out towards the waiting crowd, determined to get on with the wedding. News that Xander's gone accidentally spilled to Anya as Dawn tugs the demon and Anya freaks out. Mr. Harris and the other demons begin to argue, and then a huge fight breaks out between the two sides of the wedding guests. Tara gets caught up in the battle, but Willow rescues her. Cousin Carol directs Anya to the man in the trench coat, and Anya talks to him about what he did to scare Xander off. She finds that the man is really a demon she cursed many years ago, who seeks revenge against her. He showed Xander false images about his future to ruin Anya's wedding. She begins to cry as the demon strikes out at her, prompting Buffy to get involved. Buffy starts to attack the demon as Xander arrives to help save Anya. Mike explains to Xander that he only saw lies in those visions, but Xander isn't exactly relieved. Buffy and Xander finish the demon off and the crowd cheers. Fighting continues, but now breaks up and everyone returns to their seats. Xander and Anya talk privately before the ceremony, and Xander explains that he can't marry her. Wounded by the fear of turning into a abusive drunk like his father, Xander refuses to allow himself the opportunity to marry Anya and hurt her in that way. Tearing up, Anya tries to convince him otherwise but fails, and Xander leaves her. She now walks down the aisle alone. Buffy, Willow, and Dawn sit around the house and talk about what happened with Xander and Anya. They feel sorry for both of them and wonder where Xander is. Meanwhile, Xander checks into a motel by himself. Anya sits alone in the dark until D'Hoffryn offers her sympathy, comfort, and her job as a vengeance demon back. Dun dun dun. So let's take on some continuity surrounding this episode. Willow considers wearing the traditional burlap with blood larva for a bridesmaid's dress. Anya first mentioned this in Wrecked. Anya's wedding dress is seen again in a flashback in the episode Selfless, bringing the musical number Mrs. Xander's uncle Rory scares a woman at the wedding by informing her that a moose head on the wall is stuffed incorrectly. In the Dark Age, Xander mentioned that his uncle Rory is a taxidermist. In the wedding, Clem is sitting among Xander's guests. They recently met each other in the episode Older and Far Away. After Will and Xander see each other in formal wear, she jokes that it's a good thing she realized she was gay. This refers to a previous occasion where she and Xander couldn't resist each other in formal wear and shared an illicit kiss. Buffy showed drinking skills again during Housewarming Party and Free Fall Part 1. Buffy's always fun as far as Anya and Xander's relationship, saying that it's like a light at the end of her long, dark, nasty tunnel. She had extremely protective of them in Triangle, declaring that they can't break up and have a miraculous love. After Will expresses excitement and As You Were for seeing Tara at the wedding, the relationship indeed continues to mend. When fighting with the demon Stewart, Buffy rips her dress to enable her to kick. Buffy encountered the same problem in Flooded when fighting the Empashnik while wearing a long skirt, which she ripped with a letter opener. After Xander kills the demon, Willow asks, "Is anyone else waiting for it to go poof?" This echoes her exact words from the opening of The Wish, which was Anya's first appearance on the show. In her final scene in this episode, Buffy wears a t-shirt saying, "I survived," with a picture of a winged creature on it. This could be refers to the dragon we see in The Gift. Anya becomes a vengeance demon again after being stripped of her powers in The Wish. She'll become mortal again and selfless. Aww. So anyway, let's take a look at some production notes from this episode. The title is the same as the 1980 AC/DC song Hell's Bells. According to Rebecca Rand Kirshner, Anya's reference to herself as a sex poodle was a reference to a colleague, Jean Espenson, who had been using the name herself. Emma Benson recalled in an interview, quote, "I'm the biggest klutz on set. Remember Emma Caulfield in that wedding dress? I got that dress off of her at least 4 times because I've been following her and I'd step on the dress and she'd be pulling it back up. But she looked gorgeous in that dress," end quote. Now let's take a look at a deleted scene. A cut dialogue will explain Giles' absence. Dawn, "I thought Xander and Anya couldn't afford flowers." Willow, "Giles sent them. Aren't they gorgeous?" Dawn, "Yeah, I wish Giles was here." Willow, "Me too. I'm sure you'd rather be here fighting the nasty demon." Dawn, "Damon." And Ingalls says Damon. Willow, Demon too, right. But Giles got responsibilities, and so Anya and Xander have flowers. And flowers, and more flowers. Ooh, it's going to be so pretty. And now finally, let's take a look at some pop culture references. Willow questions if she shouldn't be all Marlene Dietrich in a dashing tuxedo number. This is a reference to the film Morocco, in which the actress performs a song dressed in a man's tuxedo and kisses another woman. Mr. Harris mockingly says to one of the guests, "I'm sure you come from a long line of geeks." This is a reference to the definition of geek, that of a circus freak, particularly one who would bite the heads off of live chickens. Dominic greets John mentioning Hymen, the god of marriage ceremonies in Greek mythology, inspiring feasts and songs. John tells Buffy that Spike sees a manic panic freaked, a reference to the manic panic hair coloring brand. In Xander's vision, he mentions on owning a pink car after she says she's doing a makeover party. The cosmetics company Mary Kay famously gives the pink Cadillac XT5 to its top performing independent sales directors. Hmm. So I think this episode is kind of sad because yeah, we think everything's gonna go great between Xander and Anya, but then all of a sudden, yeah, they call off the wedding and break up. So yeah. So overall, I give Hello Spells 4 vampire stakes out of 5. But anyway, tune in bids. Wait till next episode. Normal again. So until then, here endeth the lesson.